was pocketed painted. There we go. My champion left arm, left leg, right arm. I have all my pieces on. Wait a second. Right leg. Okay. Just want to make sure I wasn't going crazy, which I am partially going crazy. Okay, so we got all that taken care of. Now I'm walking into a firefight. Because once this nonsense occurs, I'm going to fast travel near that location. Find Old Man Stockton. Okay, well, we'll do this first. We'll talk to Old Man Stockton, and then we'll fast travel back and deal with Covenant. So with Covenant, I'm going to have to fast travel a decent ways away. It's possible they won't attack me. I'm pretty sure they're going to, though. So if that's the case, if I walk in, the turrets are going to start shooting at me from a distance. So if I can spot that they're hostile turrets, I can snipe them and not have to worry about taking damage. And here's my lame ploy here. If you guys are enjoying what you're watching, feel free to follow me. I like to put several streams through. I don't know what game I'm going to play next. It might be Borderlands.
It's gonna be tough persuading Bunker Hill to join up with the men.
But if you guys like what you watch, you can follow me. I try to stream a decent amount. What just happened? Why'd my controller curve like that? But if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, just keep watching. If you're not completely sure, you can just figure it out.
If you're here about the missing caravan, the contract's already been picked up.
Hey.
There you are. You're the one that rescued my Amelia, from what she told me.
Happy to help.
Silent
Here's
type,
your
huh?
amply deserved.
Just don't cause any
I had
trouble.
hired.
I completed that, so I'll have to go back.
Most of what's here myself, so it's all guaranteed. Unless you need to.
I've got a few minutes to.
Oh, she's the one that has the limb crippler. I don't care about that. It's this person.
Almost ready to do another.
Just a normal person.
Only lost 2 men on the last one.
You there. We need to have a conversation.
Do I know you?
No. But I've heard of you. I'm always looking for people who know how to handle themselves in dangerous situations.
That's interesting. I've never seen him actually approach people. I've actually talked to him through a speaker outside of his house to where he doesn't let anybody
I like
in.
the danger. Where do I sign up?
I like
Never
you.
seen him approach
By
anyone.
the way, I'm Edward Deegan. You'll mostly be working for me, but you'll need to talk to my boss first. His name is Jack.
What's Fallout like? Fallout is complete nonsense. It's just a really random game that you go do miscellaneous jobs, and not any one person has the exact same experience unless you're a speedrunner and you keep having the same stuff happen over and over again. So eventually there's a story mission, for example, that ships start flying, these airplanes start flying around and start shooting at miscellaneous creatures in the wasteland. However, in certain parts of the story, if you talk to other people, the planes will just crash on top of you, which is just hilarious to me. Because of how big Fallout is, you're bound to see a lot of glitches, and most of the glitches are funny. There are some game-breaking glitches, but they're very difficult to run into. So you'll probably see, more often than not, you'll just see completely random stuff. Like, I know a lot of people had glitches that the bodies would just launch into the sky after getting hit. Which I would like to see that. Some of the cars, if you bump into them, they'll start rattling and they'll go flying off in the sky. But Fallout's just a very, like, depending on how you play it, it can be a very interesting or a very boring game. There's a lot of people that they enjoy just building up their villages and doing absolutely nothing else. So I did that for a while, and then I realized at one point that it's like, I've played this game for 3 hours today, and all I've done is build up my community. And that's when I started getting to the point that I was like, I'm just gonna not do this for a while, because I would get to the point that I was playing so many hours and absolutely nothing would happen. So Fallout's just a very interesting game. It's a very cool RPG. I like having decisions that actually impact the gameplay. There's a lot of that. Like, I could choose to pickpocket someone if I really wanted to. If I didn't want to, I can just avoid that altogether. But if I pickpocket them and then they catch me, then everybody in the city is going to attack me. So it's just interesting to see different stuff that happens. I'm sorry, were you saying something? Like that, his body's glitching into the ground right now. Uh-oh. Now let's just use the stim pack for safety. Thanks, kiddo. Aw, poor person tried to run. I feel slightly bad. If they weren't just all murdering thieves. Oh, there's the other guy. So the turrets didn't shoot at me, which I find relatively curious. Oh, but there's a robot, right? Oh. Inside the house. Sorry, unnamed guy. Compensated light millimeter. Oh, I didn't mean to steal that. Don't judge me.
Hey, Deezer.
93% of all visitors prefer Teaser's lemonade.
I'll take some.
Enjoy!
What's up, Boogeyman?
Would you like some free lemonade?
That's curious that he didn't attack me, even though he's part of the settlement.
Customer per day.
One per customer. What a jerk. Get out of the way. I'll activate this location, but I'm probably not going to be doing anything to it. Happiness is 38%. Okay, so let's look at our mini-map, see what we can do next. I'm thinking Diamond City might be the next step. That is quite a distance, but I would like to get to that before the end of the stream, so I might start heading that way. What's my storage at? Oh, I have plenty of space. I do need to eat some food to level up a little bit, or get my health back up, is what I meant to say. Let's go ahead and change my active quest. Talk to Jack Cabot. Oh, you know what? I could do that. That mission's actually kind of on my way. I'll go back to Bunker Hill and I'll go south from there. So, Tay, I'm going to give you my rating, and it's a little bit loaded because I like a lot of what the other Fallout games did. Fallout New Vegas was probably one of my favorites because you could add weapon attachments. There were factions that you could kind of side with, and I really liked that mechanic. It was a good addition to Fallout 3. I didn't play the old Fallout games, like Fallout 1 or 2. I tried to, I just couldn't get into it. With that being said, they changed a lot of the mechanics. Like, charisma used to be a big deal, and now in this game it's just kind of... They just sort of wrote the game and then they're like, oh, we still need to put charisma mechanics into it. So I think this game overall, because of what they've added and the little Easter eggs and everything else they've done, I think this is much better than Fallout 3 or New Vegas. But they've also fallen short in several other areas. So I think this game is really... If I were to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. But Fallout, it's difficult to get into Fallout, but I will say of all of the Fallouts, this is the easiest to get into for new players. Just because it kind of... What? Preston just teleported behind me. It kind of walks you through everything. It's not like it's guaranteed to be easy. A couple of times you might have to look up online what exactly is going on. But I think this is one of the easier Fallouts to get into just because it's basically, if you look at the map, so basically the furthest northwest you are, the easier it is, and the further you come down here, the more difficult it is. So this region is supposed to be some of the most difficult terrain, not terrain, but difficulty fighting. This is also a big area because that's where the nuke landed, and that's where a lot of radiation is. So it kind of, as you talk to people, it makes more sense as you progress. But the one thing that a lot of people don't understand about this game is when they first start playing it, is the fact that this game is meant to challenge you. It's not meant to just be breezed through. So if you die, you know, you shouldn't be taking that aggressively. You should take that as, okay, what do I learn from that? Because a lot of what happens is, say for example, my first death in this game, I was just standing by a car shooting at a ghoul, and then my entire map exploded. And there was nothing I could see. I didn't see any mines or anything when it blew up. But when I show up to that spot again, I find out that there's a boss over there that has a nuke launcher, Fat Man, and he blows up that entire section every time you come up. So then you have to take a more stealthy approach. So this is a game, it doesn't really punish you for dying. You're supposed to save often with this type of game just because of glitches and other stuff that can happen. But it's definitely a game that when you die, you shouldn't be discouraged. It just means that maybe you need to leave the area and build up your experience a little bit before you fight that enemy. And that's kind of what I'm doing. That's why I've been pushing off the traveling to Diamond City, because Diamond City is full of a lot of things that want to kill me. So that's why I've been leveling up. I could probably get there now. It would still be pretty tough, just because of the fact that there's a lot of super mutants, and super mutants are basically tougher humans. So I would see a lot of those, but
Pleased to meet you, Jack.
it's something that when you play Fallout, it's a really good game when you get into it, but it takes some getting used to. And one of my more famous stories is I played Oblivion